Hello, everybody, and welcome. I am Durandal First, but you can call me Duran. I am here today bringing you my first ever YouTube video in an attempt to play Lunara in Heroes of the Storm. I'm going to be playing a pretty standard Lunara for this map, as far as I'm aware. Hoping to win, hoping to have a good time. Let's say hello. And apparently Gazlo has an idea, and I'm excited to know what it is. So, for those of you who have never seen Heroes of the Storm, this is a MOBA. It is published by Blizzard. I am here today playing Lunara. She is an assassin. She does damage over time using poison, her trait, Nature's Toxin. Her Q ability is a small area of effect at moderate range that will do a small burst of damage and then apply that poison. W, Crippling Spores, is going to affect anyone with my poison with a slow and increase the duration of the poison. My E, Wisp, sends out this wisp that tells me when people are trying to kill me. Very effective. I haven't taken a level 1 town here, but what we are going to be taking is Natural Perspective, which allows us to have vision of the enemy whenever they're affected by my toxins. Seeing as I'm uncontested as of now in this lane, I'm just going to be pushing very hard, see if I can get some early experience damage for our team. But I have to be ready because I, Lunara, do not have a mount. However, I do move at an extra high speed. Given a minute or so into this game, temples will be spot darting in the middle and top lanes, and those temples are going to be the main objective of this map. There they go. It is my job, as part of my team, to rotate up to those temples and help cause lots of damage to the enemies so we can take the temples. They will shoot the enemy team's buildings and help us get a lead against them. No one's on the middle temple, but I'm not really suited to solo it. As an assassin, I have pretty good damage, but my sustain, not very good. Low health bar, so I have to be careful. The best thing I can do for my team right now is to soak. Continue to give us an XP lead, and just continue to push the lanes in, creating pressure for the enemy team, despite the fact that they are taking the middle temple. I have to be careful, though, because I'm up against Chromie, an assassin with massive range. She's going to be trying to hit me from all over the place where I can't see her, in those bushes above me, right up here, and getting assistance from her Rhaegar, the wolf-looking guy. Seems like we're not going to be getting anything to do with mid, but top is ours no matter what. Going to rotate down because I expect my team to come down to the mid lane, and that's going to maximize our efficiency here. At level 4, I'm going to be taking Nimble Wisp because I find it to be the most effective. This talent here is only Wisp talents, so generally speaking, you can take whatever you would find most effective. I think this talent is very good. It increases my Wisp's movement speed, which I think is the most important part. In addition to that, though, it also increases its sight area, which is pretty good on this map because there's not too many walls. If there's too many walls, I might consider taking Skybound Wisp because it allows it to see over obstacles. Gonna put my Wisp up there just to be safe here. I walked straight into that route like a fool. I see Rhaegar coming because of my Wisp. I'm going to straight back up. He's going to try and slow me, but I'm already out. Plenty safe. At this point, I just got to continue to play safe, but I got to make sure that I'm in range for the experience from these minions. My team is soaking all lanes. We're a little bit behind on XP, which I believe was just corrected by that takedown. So, good work, team. Oh god. I just committed terrible, terrible suicide. Yep, that was my bad. So, luckily Diablo is coming down. Easy rotation. And my team is all coming down. They're anticipating this bottom temple here beginning momentarily. So while we're losing Soak in the mid lane, which I don't agree with at this particular juncture, Gazlo is creating tons of pressure top with his Bruiser camp. We're taking the Siege camp, which is going to create pressure when this once this starts. And we're going to be getting have an advantage getting to the temple because the other team is going to be ganking Gazlo, which is so-so. We're going to have control of the temple, which is very important. I'm going to be taking Wild Vigor here at level 7. I haven't picked my talent in a while because I've been talking, but this will give me greater damage on my right clicks once I use Crippling Spores. I'm just going to sit on the temple here. My team can... Gazlo is claiming that he's outnumbered. He's not incorrect. He was substantially outnumbered. However, he was outnumbered as a result of his own push. He overextended, is what it's called. By placing himself too far forward, he was in an easy gankable position. An easily gankable position. Gonna back up, me and Morales both grabbing our sippy cup, as some of the other people on here on YouTube call it. And move back in, see if we can't cause some impressive damage. Diablo is overextended right now, I think, for his health bar, but we're gonna get 2 kills, and that's gonna give us the plenty of advantage we need. Gonna do that. Gonna get some poke damage here on Chromie. Morales is healing our Diablo back up, but we have to be careful because she's low on mana. If she's low on mana as our only support, we have to be cognizant of the fact that she is not necessarily going to have the capacity to heal us. Me and Diablo have the same idea here, but he walked into a wall. Very confusing. Oh, okay, I did not know he could do that. I'm not gonna lie. We gotta try and burst this down here. Cause all sorts of damage. Be careful because the Chromie and the Rhaegar and the Thrall are all coming in to gank us. Diablo moved the enemy team into... And I have damage on Thrall, so he's probably going to die. That's good. Diablo's gotten the kill right there on Rhaegar. I'm probably going to kill Dihaka here. Oh, he's going to stasis himself, which is going to prevent him from taking the poison damage I've already inflicted on him. However, turrets, thanks to Gazlo, man's dead. This gives us our level 10, and we have a siege camp pushing bottom. However, overextending into this, not a good idea. They still have 2 alive, and we have no idea where they are on the map. Sorry about that. I'm going to be taking Thornwood Vine. I just heard the Gazlo turret. Gazlo, he just took Robo Goblin, which means he is going to be a straight pushing Gazlo. He is going to cause all kinds of siege damage. Let's check our other team alts. Robo Goblin, Wandering Keg, that is Shen's barrel, as it's called. Probably going to be able to get him here. This is no problem, I think. Of course, Tassadar with shields is the hard counter to Lunara. His capacity to... Oh! And Dahaka, trying to run away, ends up walking into the Apocalypse cast by our Diablo. But not his own Apocalypse, rather he walks into the Apocalypse meant for Tassadar. When Diablo casts Apocalypse, what you'll see are these large AoE circles appearing underneath all of his enemies, and these AoE circles explode moment after moment, causing a stun and moderate damage. Now, we got the middle temple spawned here, so our team's going to be rotating into it. We got to make sure that we're taking a slightly aggressive position because our Morales has to be protected, and Chen is our most aggressive person, but not necessarily. Not necessarily here on the temple. Gazlo is fully capable of soloing this, but we're going to make it speed up just a little bit because we have nothing else to do. We're going to be up here. We have to be careful because they just took the vision above us, which means that they might be coming down on us. Chen, just creating pressure in the lane against the Rhaegar, making sure that they don't effectively move in against us, taking this temple very easy. Diablo and everyone coming in here, we're going to try and kill this Rhaegar with double tank, not even hard. Pushing into the building now. Morales could really be helping us here, I believe, but it's not absolutely necessary. I don't think Chromie quite has enough burst damage to kill our Diablo. At this point, we should rotate down, protect our base, and ensure that we are not receiving too much damage. We are currently at a level and talent advantage. Very good for us. So we have to make sure that we're continuing that by clearing waves, taking objectives, and, if possible, taking mercenary camps. But only at opportune times. If you take a mercenary camp too early or too late, you end up effectively ruining your opportunity to push lanes while the teams fight over objectives or are dead. At level 13 here, I haven't picked a talent yet because I'm thinking about it, but I'm going to be taking Unfair Advantage. This increases the damage from my Toxin against slowed targets. The reason I'm doing this is because when I cast W, it slows a target. And also, Chen himself, with his keg alcohol, has a very powerful slow. He's using his Wandering Keg to secure the kill here. Dahaka has used his ultimate on me. I am now silenced and incapable of seeing my teammates or most enemies, which made me very ineffective briefly. I have Stim Drone on me, but my low health bar and honestly poor positioning by me just now allowed me to get killed by the Chromie's burst damage. The enemy team is going to be pushing in against us now. I have a Bruiser Camp backing them up momentarily, and they are not down. We're on equal talent and levelage, which means that being that my team is down right now, and Gazlo is not with them, they are at a substantial disadvantage against the enemy team. So they have to be cognizant of the fact that they're playing a 4v5 right now. Chromie's just going to be standing as far away as possible and poking at them, causing small amounts of burst damage, and eventually, if she manages to get a combo, one hell of amount of burst damage. Gazlo is going in against Tassadar, forcing him off the watch point, and in 16 seconds, 15 seconds, 14, 13, we are going to have the mid-temple up again. However, we have to be careful because we have a siege camp pushing bottom. If we allow that to get in too deep, it'll cause undue damage, and it will be very bad for us. Luckily, we're here to this temple first, which means Gazlo's going to set up his turrets, and this is now going to be his zone. Gazlo has an amazing amount of control once he has turrets set up. It'll be very difficult, nigh impossible, for the enemy team to walk in here and effectively fight us, as long as we stay within the range of Gazlo's turrets. However, Diablo and Chen are going very far out, so they're going to have to be a little bit more careful here. Thrall protected by shields from Tassadar, preventing us from bursting him down. I currently have Morales' Stim Drone on me, so I'm just going to be right-clicking, causing as much damage as I can, hitting Tassadar. We're currently up 2 now, and on a level advantage. We just finished taking the temple. However, I'm going to back. And never mind, I don't need to back. I'm at full health and full mana. This would be an opportune time for us to rotate and take into their siege camp. It's a little bit too risky to take boss because of the fact that the enemy will not be dead soon. It will be alive again soon, rather. They're not going to be dead for an extended period. Here at level 16, I am going to be taking... What was I going to be taking? Oh, I was going to take Invigorating Spores. However, because we have a Morales in our game, and she has been casting Stim Drone on me, I believe it's more effective for me to take an increased level of control and take... either Starwood Spear or Let Them Wither. I'm going to be taking Let Them Wither. We've been having a slight problem with disengage from the enemy team, just a slight one, and I have to be cognizant of the fact and I have to be careful there, because of that disengage is mostly felt in the form of those shields. Tassadar's capacity to run away, allow his teammates to run away, is quite dangerous for us. Chen, unfortunately, in an attempt to save our Morales, incidentally killed her. He knocked the enemy teams into her using his barrel, which allowed her to die. However, we're still half a level up until Diablo died, and we're not necessarily in a poor spot. I have to be careful here because the enemy team is only showing Chromie. I have to assume they're rotating up to kill me based on the fact that I have basically no health right now. Very small health bar, very small chance to survive a gank. So I'm just going to come here. I'm going to quickly take care of this wave with Gazlo. Very easy. He has amazing push potential. Grab my fountain and then set up with him. Ah, yes, boss. I was about to say something. I was fearing that they were on the boss. They have taken the boss, which means we're going to have to defend that. Gazlo can very effectively take this temple alone, so I don't think that either of us has to be, me or Morales has to be here. But I know in just a moment, I'm going to Hearth, and I'm going to go fight the boss. I hope my team comes with me. I'm not expecting them to. This is a quick match, and they're not necessarily aware of it. I honestly don't think Gazlo needs help to take this temple. He will be able to do it completely on his own solo. The only risk will be if the enemy team rotates up as a result of seeing too many people showing on the boss, fighting it, trying to kill it. So I'm just going to come down here. I'm going to try and get it down as fast as I can. I do not have a talent that would allow me to do an undo. There is a talent I can take that allows me to do a substantially larger amount of damage against units that are not heroes. That would be mercenaries, bosses, camps, minion waves, things like that. That talent, I believe, is on level 7. Nature's Culling. 200% damage from my poison against them. Very powerful talent when you're doing a pushing comp with Lunara. However, I took Wild Vigor because it allows me to fight better against heroes. That talent would have allowed me to clear the boss substantially faster. However, it is not necessary. It is not the most effective talent for me in this game. This particular match is a lot about team fighting. Is a lot about control. Is a lot about protecting your objectives. Thank you, Morales is pinging Diablo. I was just about to do that. He is an extreme danger. Massively overextended. Hopefully, he will take this keep. Is he going to do it? Is he going to do it? Focus the keep, buddy. Focus the keep if you're going to do it. Oh my god. You've walked away. Should have focused the keep. We're going to rotate up, take this bruiser camp. What Diablo was doing there, high risk, high reward. If he had managed to do it, we would have our catapult creeps pushing into the top lane. Creates a lot of pressure, something we have been lacking generally this game. Gazlo's been created occasionally, which is good for us, but not necessarily perfect. So, we took our bruiser camp, they took their bruiser camp. Those bruiser camps are going to meet in the middle, and they're going to fight. Very dangerous. I don't know why I said dangerous. It's honestly not dangerous. Whichever camp wins is going to inevitably push the lane, which is going to be a big deal. Sundering is whiffed, which means they are down a really important ult. I fail to kill who I wanted to kill. I'm being healed by our Morales. Saved me. Very important. If I had died just there, we would have no chance of controlling either temple. Ugh, okay, lost control there for a sec. And they would have likely been able to end the game off of it. Not kidding. However, because of the work Diablo did earlier, yes, he died, but he also pushed the top lane in massively. We have now taken 2 buildings from this. Their temple will barely take 1. We have top and bottom pushing, but they have... I'm sorry, we have top and mid pushing, but they only have top pushing in. Very important. I'm going to take Forest Wrath, which will increase my poke potential with my ultimate. Be able to do all sorts of extra stuff with this now. I'm not going to be able to cause... I just walked into that stasis like a fool. I have effectively committed suicide. That was a terrible play by me. But we are going to be doing this. Chen, don't knock them away. Don't knock them away, buddy. Don't knock them away. Dahaka's in stasis, and he's healing himself up. We're focusing one of the most tanky warriors in the game. Very difficult to do. I should not have continued to walk forward. That was very dangerous. Gonna grab my sippy cup. Hopefully no one kills me. Be the enemy team wise. They would take this opportunity to push effectively into the mid lane. They would rotate down, because that building's already mostly gone. If they're here, I can just poke at them. All day. All goddamn day. I should not have sworn just there. I'm apologizing. My R is a lot of damage over time, given the opportunity to actually do it. Given that Tassadar's shield is one of the hardest counters to my ultimate, but it's not a perfect one. Gazlo's laser just killed Thrall. That's going to stop their push. They're going to back up. Now we have to be concerned that they may attempt to take boss. So I'm going to quickly just send a wisp down there to make sure that they don't do that. There's nothing particularly on the map we can do besides take our siege camp, clear bottom, push in a little bit. We have to make sure that these catapults aren't going to be causing damage to us because of how dangerous they can be. Gazlo's already making his way to the mid-temple. Very smart. The faster he gets in there, the faster he sets up, the more effective we will be at controlling this temple. This temple will eventually be able to hit... Yes, this temple will hit core. If they take a boss, they can push with it. They may end the game. That's a dangerous situation for us. However, the team is going to be on here. I don't think that we're going to have a opportunity to go. Gazlo's right. If one of us goes top and we get both temples, we will have a much easier time assuring that we actually end this game off these temples. The enemy team is taking forever to take this boss, and I mean forever to take this boss. We may be able to end this game off just the top temple. In fact, I think we are going to. Assuming the team continues to focus. GG. Very well done by our team. By controlling both of the temples, the boss became a non-threat. We didn't have to rotate down there because without Thrall, the enemy team was not able to clear the boss quickly enough. So we were able to very effectively end the game in a very passive way. We did not need to force a fight there. And I think that it was the wise decision to do what we did. Gazlo having his turrets in that area, but me and him were able to slow down the enemy team, prevent them from getting on there, create a lot of commotion. The enemy team, the most effective thing they could have done in that situation, in my opinion, would have been to not take the boss, but instead force a fight bottom. They had an effective team fight up, and I believe most of their ultimates were currently off cooldown. If they had tried to rush our core, we would have been forced to get off the temples to come back and defend. At least some of us, slowing them down. Gazlo probably could have been able to stay on the temple and continue doing it. Chen probably could have been soloing top. Diablo, myself, Lunara, as I am, and Morales would have likely backed. We would have defended, would have slowed them down enough, or caused enough poke damage, I believe, between Diablo's ability to stand there when Morales is healing him, and my own ability to attack from massive range using my ultimate, Thornwood Vine, causing poison damage, slowing them down, preventing them from destroying our core before those two did enough damage to their core to end the game. I'm going to quickly run through my talents again. Connection quality rating, very good. I took Natural Perspective, Nature Toxin reveals enemies for its duration. Nimble Wisp, increases movement speed 100% and vision radius by 50%. Again, level 4 talent, you can pick whatever you want. Natural Perspective, I think is just a very good talent level 1. There are a couple other options, though, to be honest. Wild Vigor, using Crippling Force, increase the damage of your next 4 basic attacks by 50%. Very powerful talent. As I said before, an alternative option would be, the talent would be, I don't recall what it's called now, but the talent that allows you to do 200% damage to mercenaries and minions, bosses, structures, everything with your toxin. Very potent talent, allows you to push very quickly, very effectively. I took Thornwood Vine. Their team had a lot of control between Rhaegar, Thrall, Dahaka, so I did not want to be jumping in using Leap. It's very dangerous to use that talent. Can provide a lot of chasing potential against a team that is otherwise very good at running away or disengaging. But when you have a team that has so much control between Massive Slow, the Root, and the Drag, not a good idea to take that talent because you are going to be killing yourself. I guarantee it. Unfair Advantage. Nature's Toxin deals 50% more damage to heroes that are slowed. This is going to allow me to just continue to increase my damage. Because my W slows, this means that when I take this talent and cast W, it also increases the poison damage on an enemy by 50% at that time. Whatever they were being poisoned by right then, now increased by 50%. Let them wither, increase crippling spores slow to 50% and cause it to no longer decay. Between Thrall and Rhaegar, this team has quite a bit of chase. They can jump in very effectively. The idea of this talent here was for me to be able to slow my enemy more effectively, preventing them from actually getting to us. There are other talents in this tier that are very useful. Talents that increase the range of my attacks, talents that increase... there was one other. I'll figure it out in a second. And then level 20 I took Forest Wrath. Increases Thornwood Vine's range by 30% and its speed by 20% and your vision radius by 35%. So this allows me to be more effective at poking. It allows me to land my Thornwood Vines more effectively and at greater range, which means that I can cause a lot of damage to the enemy team before we even engage. Given, Tassadar, because his shield to negate poison damage, was very effective at preventing me from doing that. Every time he cast a shield, my poison was just removed. So I came very close to killing quite a few people during that game and was prevented by his action. That being said, top hero damage, top siege damage, top XP contribution on our team. Did a great job there. Got to be careful moving around. Had to make sure that I was continually right-clicking, had to make sure I continually kept my poison up on people, despite the fact that Tassadar was shielding them. Let me really quickly check that level 16 talent, because I continually forget what it is. Attack speed. That was the other one. Invigorating Spores increases attack speed by 50% for 6 seconds. Very strong coupling with Wild Vigor, because it increases when you cast your W. Now you have both increased attack speed and increased damage. So those first 4 auto attacks go out really quick. Gives you a lot more burst potential on Lunara, considering she's mostly an damage over time with her poison hero. Thank you so very much for watching this video. I hope you had an enjoyable time. I hope to be doing more of these in the future. This is, again, my first one, and I'm really excited about being able to do this going forward. I am Durandal First with Outcast Gamers. Have a good night.